Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So in this video, I will go over the steps of Umrah, that how to do Umrah. So even if you are going for Hajj, you can watch this video because you will be doing Umrah as well, especially if you're doing Hajj Tamattu. So let's go over it. Umrah steps. The first thing is ghusl. When you are going for any ibadah, you should be, in tahara. You should be in spirituality, and that needs a ghusl. So with this regard, you have to do ghusl before you leave home and offer 2 rak'ah with the intention of acceptance and completion with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you're leaving home, just make sure you make this dua. It's a beautiful dua from the sunnah that Bismillahi amantu billahi tawakkaltu ala Allah. Make that dua, put on the ihram. Make sure you do it before miqat and ask your sheikh about do's and don'ts of the ihram. If you have any questions, ask me in the comment section. And at the miqat, you face the qibla and then say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. And before you're starting your labbaik, make sure you make that intention by saying this Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. And then you say Labbaik Allahumma bi Umrah. And also you can say at this Allahumma mahilli haythu habastani. And then after that you make 2 nawafil at Masjid al-Zul Hulayfa. This you do it if you are coming from Medina by buses. If you're coming through train, then I don't think there is an option about that. Otherwise, when you are at Masjid al-Zul Hulayfa, the sunnah is to make 2 nawafil over there while coming from Medina, and then the labbaik starts from here. And we all know that labbaik. If you wanna Google it, you can Google it or ask me in the comment section. There is an add-on to the labbaik that some of the companions have done, or some of the spiritual people have done. It's called labbaik. After doing the full labbaik, which is labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. After that, you can add a little bit to it if you want to, which is labbaik ilah al-haq, labbaik dal ma'arij, labbaik dal fawadil, labbaik wa sa'daik, wal khayru biyadaik, wal raghaba'u ilayka wal amal. And then you will keep going, keep reciting it until you start seeing the Makkah buildings where you will stop the labbaik. And when you are entering the Masjid al-Haramain, the Haramain Sharifain, the Masjid, the Qibla, the Kaaba, where there is, you make dua of entering the Masjid, which is Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah, Allahumma aftahli abwaab rahmatik. And then you will say Allahu Akbar. And then you will say the famous dua of Umar radiyallahu anh, which is Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam, hayyina rabbuna bis salam. اللهم زد هذا البيت تشريفا وتعظيما وتكريما ومهابة وزد من حجه أو اعتمره تكريما وتشريفا وتعظيما وبرا. So make that dua, and now you start getting towards Hajarul Aswad. Now move anti-clockwise to get in line with Hajarul Aswad and getting there in line with that green light. And now you will uncover your right shoulder. Uncover your right shoulder. And if the sunnah of accessing to this stone is not possible the way the Prophet ﷺ did, then do the istilam from this green light saying Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, or you can even say Allahu Akbar, and make sure that your right shoulder is uncovered. But if in case you have to stop for Fard Salah during the rest of the Tawaf or any time there because of Iqama going on, then you will cover it again, make that Salah and uncover it again until you are done with the whole of it, the whole Tawaf, the 7 rounds. The first 3 rounds you are doing at a quicker pace. The last 4 rounds for men, if it's possible, they will be slow, but for men, yeah, you do the first 3 rounds at a quicker pace and make any du'as. During that, you can make any du'as, any zikrat, any askar, for example, 4th kalima, fourth kalima, second kalima, durood, astaghfar, second kalima is important, and fourth kalima is the most important. Like, and besides that, it's making me emotional as well because it's something beautiful when you will be there making a tawaf. And during the tawaf, make a lot of istighfar, and also please remember me in your dua. And during the tawaf, when you are between the Rukn al-Yamani and Hajar al-Aswad, that's where the sunnah is to make this dua. The Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Just make that dua and make it sure you're doing your 7 rounds, and do 7 rounds in this way, and make sure you're doing the istilam from the green light at the Hajar al-Aswad, saying Bismillahi Allahu Akbar or Allahu Akbar every time you come to this point. After you have done your 7 rounds, cover back your right shoulder. Now you cannot uncover it, just cover it back and come in line with the Maqam Ibrahim as much as possible, and recite the ayah which is وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. After doing that, you you do the two nawafil from here in wudu. Make sure you have your wudu for this, and in the first rak'ah you say Suratul Kafirun, you recite Suratul Kafirun, and in the second rak'ah you recite Surah Ikhlas. And this is must for every tawaf, even if it's not Umrah or Hajj tawaf. Whenever you make the tawaf, you have to do this, like recite the ayah at Maqam Ibrahim, and then do the two rak'atain. Okay, Surah Kafirun in the first rak'ah and Surah Al-Ikhlas in the second rak'ah. And now you go back to Hajar al-Aswad and say Allahu Akbar. If following full sunnah of kissing, sajda and touching, if it's possible, do it. Otherwise, you just make the istilam from the distance and say Allahu Akbar. Now head towards Safa, and from the Safa, say, the famous ayah and the famous thing, which is first face the Kaaba and say Abda'u bima bada Allah, and then recite the ayah from Surah Baqarah, which says Inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم. Okay, so you say Abda'u bima bada Allahu bih, and then say this ayah that I just recited, and now you have to say something that you have to repeat 3 times. Number 1, say Allahu Akbar 3 times, then you say fourth kalima, which is La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Then you say La ilaha illallah wahdah anjaza wa'dah wa nasara 'abdah wa hazama al-ahzaba wahdah. And then you say durood and make dua, and this step you repeat 3 times, both at Safa as well as Marwa. And when you are doing the sa'i, and when you are doing that, between the green lights, you will see the green lights over there. Between those green lights, you recite this Rabbi ighfir warham innaka antal a'azzul akram. And besides that, just keep reciting du'as, just keep making dhikr and ask Allah for forgiveness. Please remember me also in your dua. Okay, men will pace fast during this green light zone. Okay, from the start of the green light till the end of the green light, that's where you will do that. And now you repeat that step that I did at the Safa, and do that 3 times at Marwa as well, just the way you did at Safa, which means three Allahu Akbar, fourth kalima, and then the dua of La ilaha illallah wahdah anjaza wa'dah wa nasara abdah wa hazama al-ahzaba wahdah, and then durood and dua. So this whole thing you have to do 3 times. Okay, and then this way you are doing 7 rounds. One round is Safa to Marwa, second round is Marwa to Safa, and so on and so forth. So you will end at Marwa. Okay, and then you will exit from there after you have completed your 7 rounds. And when you're exiting, you are making that dua of exiting the masjid, which is Bismillahi was salatu was salamu ala Rasulillah. Allahumma inni as'aluka min fadlik. Allahumma asimni min ash-shaytanir rajim. Now you will go and find some barber over there and make the shaving of your head, not your beard. Okay, if you're men, just shave your head, and if you are females, just cut the tip of the finger, just the tip of the finger length of your hair equivalence is what you're gonna cut. Okay, in my next video I will go over the steps of the Hajj, which is definitely, you know, very important, and it's a fard. And because we do Hajj, we always have to make Umrah, so these two videos will be connected. So please check it out. Thank you so much. Make me please make dua for me, inshallah. And if there is any shortcomings, please forgive me. May Allah forgive us all. Assalamu alaikum.